Far beyond the familiar stars at the edge of the solar system, a small mining drone floated silently through the blackness. Its mission was simple: explore the icy regions beyond Neptune and report anything unusual. But one day the drone stopped, sending signals. It disappeared without a trace. Earth space agencies were worried. They sent another drone to check what had happened. This new drone traveled the same path, deeper into the darkness beyond the orbit of Pluto. Suddenly it sent back a strange image, a massive object, bigger than the moon, floating silently in the void. It was not like any asteroid or comet. It was something huge, a giant ship shaped like a world. The image caused a wave of excitement and fear. Scientists and governments scrambled to understand what this could be. A Class 111 world ship, a name given to ancient planet-sized starships that were built by civilizations long gone. No one had ever found one before. If it was real, it was a discovery that could change everything. Commander Layla Madsen was chosen to lead the mission. She was a veteran astronaut, calm under pressure and full of curiosity. Her ship, the Artemis, Wake carried a team of scientists, engineers, and soldiers ready to explore the giant vessel. As Artemis Wake left Earth orbit, the whole world watched and hoped. The journey to the world ship took weeks. The crew prepared for anything. The ship's surface looked like metal and stone mixed together, with strange glowing symbols that no one could read. As they got closer, the gravity field around the ship made their instruments behave strangely. Something inside was alive, or at least it seemed to be. Layla and her team made their first approach. They tried to send messages, but the ship did not respond. Then, as they moved closer, the world ship lit up. Patterns of light spread across its surface like a living creature waking from sleep. The symbols glowed in colors that made the crew feel uneasy but fascinated. When Artemis Wake docked, the airlock opened on its own. It was a silent invitation. Inside, the corridors were vast and cold, yet strangely familiar. The walls pulsed, faintly, as if the ship itself was breathing. As the crew explored, the ship began sending signals, not in any known language, but a series of patterns and sounds that felt like memories. The team's linguists worked hard to decode the strange messages. Back on Earth, a strange event shook the global communications network. For exactly 3 seconds, every screen, every radio, every device went dead. When the signal returned, all devices showed the same message: return what you found. Panic spread quickly. Who sent the message? What did it mean? Earth's leaders gathered emergency meetings, trying to understand what was happening. Could the ship be dangerous? Was someone watching? Then something even more surprising happened. In less than 2 days, hundreds of unknown ships appeared in Earth's orbit. They were not like anything humanity had seen before. Sleek, silent, and powerful. No weapons were fired. No messages were sent at first. The ships simply waited. Earth was now at the center of a mystery, bigger than anything before. Commander Layla and her crew were on the world ship, trying to unlock its secrets. But outside, unknown visitors were arriving, and they wanted the ship back. The sudden appearance of hundreds of strange ships in Earth's orbit stunned the entire world. People everywhere looked up at the sky, wondering if this was the beginning of an invasion. But the ships did not attack. They just hovered silently, watching. On Earth, world leaders hurried to meet. Nations that had often argued now spoke quickly and carefully. They needed a plan. No one knew why these alien ships had come. Were they friends, enemies, or something else? Commander Layla Madsen was deep inside the giant world ship. Her team worked day and night trying to understand what they had found. The strange ship was unlike anything anyone had ever seen. It was old, much older than Earth's oldest cities. It was huge, with many rooms and strange machines that no one could explain. Suddenly, a message came through Earth's communication systems. The aliens who had appeared in orbit finally spoke. Their voices were calm but firm. They said they represented a group called the Pact of the Veil. This group was made of many alien races, all very old and powerful. The aliens told Earth that the world ship was very important. They said it was called a Class 111 world ship. These ships were built to carry life across the stars, to plant seeds of life on new worlds. They were careful to hide these ships so no one would misuse their power. The aliens said that the ship Earth found was one of the last. It was not meant to be found. They warned Earth to stop exploring it and to give control of the ship back to them. On Earth, many people were afraid. Some believed the aliens' warnings. Others thought Earth should keep the ship and learn from it. The world was divided. The leaders decided to send representatives to meet the aliens in space. Commander Layla and her team continued their work. Inside the ship, they found strange symbols glowing softly on the walls. Their linguists tried to decode the symbols. It seemed the ship was trying to speak to them. One of the young linguists, a woman named Tara, made a discovery. The ship's messages were not just symbols, they were memories. Memories of the people who had built it long ago. Tara felt as if the ship was alive. It was remembering its past, and it was trying to tell them something important. Meanwhile, the aliens waiting in orbit sent a small delegation to Earth's surface. Their ships landed carefully, and their leaders met with Earth's officials. They explained more about the Pact of the Veil. They said their ancestors had built the world's ships to protect life in the galaxy. Each ship was a seed, carrying DNA, technology, and knowledge to create new civilizations. The aliens warned that if the ship's systems were disturbed too much, it could start a reactivation cycle. This cycle would wake the ship fully, and it might decide to take actions to protect itself. Those actions could be dangerous to Earth. Earth's leaders listened, but did not agree to give the ship away. They believed humanity had a right to explore and learn from the discovery. They wanted to keep the ship safe and unlock its secrets. Commander Layla and her crew were caught in the middle. They understood the risks, but also saw the incredible chance to learn. They felt the ship was trying to trust them. At night, when the ship was quiet, Layla looked out of the windows. She saw the alien ships in orbit, shining like stars. She wondered who these visitors really were, and why they cared so much about the ship. Then Tara made another discovery. She found a strange pattern in the ship's messages. It was a map, a star map. It showed many stars and planets. One of the stars was marked with a red circle. It was Earth. This shocked the crew. Why would the ship highlight Earth? Was Earth its home, or a destination? Layla called a meeting. "We must be careful," she said. "This ship is more than just a machine. It has a history, and it may have plans we do not understand." Suddenly, Earth's global networks went down for 3 seconds. When they came back, every screen on the planet showed the same message: "Return what you found." The message was clear and frightening. Someone, or something, was demanding the world ship back. The aliens in orbit grew more active. Small ships moved closer to Earth's cities, sending signals that Earth scientists could not understand. Some people on Earth were scared. Protests began in many countries. People wanted their leaders to protect Earth. Others wanted to trust the aliens and avoid conflict. The situation grew tense. Earth's military forces were placed on alert. Satellites scanned the skies for any threats. The alien ships remained calm but watched everything. Inside the world ship, the crew found signs that the ship itself was waking up. Lights blinked, on and off. Machines hummed softly. The air felt warmer. Tara told Layla, "I think the ship is trying to communicate with us directly now. It may be sending a message of its own." Layla nodded. "We must listen carefully. This could be the key to understanding everything." Then, something incredible happened. The ship's walls began to glow with light. Symbols moved and changed. The ship seemed to create images, scenes of stars, planets, and people. The crew watched as the images showed an ancient story. It was the story of the ship's builders, a civilization that had once lived among the stars, creating ships like this one to spread life. But the story also showed a warning. Something terrible had happened long ago. The builders had vanished. The ships were hidden to protect the galaxy from a great danger. Layla felt a chill. This discovery meant Earth was part of a larger story, a story that had been forgotten for millions of years. Outside, the alien ships sent a new message to Earth. This time, it was a direct offer. They wanted to meet on Earth's surface. They wanted to share knowledge and make a peace treaty. Earth's leaders agreed to the meeting. They hoped it could prevent a war. The meeting was tense but peaceful. The alien leaders explained more about the Pact of the Veil. They said the world ships were sacred. They asked Earth to help protect the galaxy by cooperating. Layla and her crew watched from orbit. They knew the future was uncertain. The world ship was no longer just a discovery. It was a key to a mystery that connected Earth to the stars and to many unknown dangers. As the meeting ended, Layla whispered to her team, "This is only the beginning." After the tense meeting between Earth's leaders and the alien delegation, a fragile calm settled over the planet. The alien ships remained in orbit, but their silent watch seemed less threatening for the moment. Earth's governments hoped the talks would lead to peace and cooperation. But beneath the surface, both sides were uneasy. Commander Layla Madsen knew that peace was fragile. The world ship they had found was ancient, powerful, and full of secrets, and it was waking up. Inside the ship, the Artemis Wake crew pushed forward. They explored deeper chambers, unlocking more of the ship's mysteries. The corridors stretched farther than anyone had imagined. Strange lights flickered in patterns that no one could fully understand. The air inside the ship was filled with a quiet hum like a heartbeat. Scientists discovered strange nurseries, enormous rooms filled with tiny worlds in suspended animation. Inside them were living plants, animals, and strange creatures, unknown to science. Some nurseries held DNA samples that looked human. Others were completely alien. Tara, the young linguist, worked to decode more of the ship's messages. She found symbols that repeated across the walls, like a story told, over and over. But it was not just any story. It was a warning. The world ship was built to carry life across the stars, but it also carried a protocol, a set of rules the ship would follow if it sensed danger. If anyone tried to control it, or if it felt threatened, the ship could activate defenses powerful enough to destroy planets. On Earth, the alien coalition was growing restless. Some of their ships began to move closer to Earth's surface. Satellites suddenly went offline, and strange signals interfered with communications. Rumors spread that alien agents were trying to sabotage Earth's defenses. No side claimed responsibility, but the fear was real. Earth's military tightened security. Patrols flew higher and soldiers stood guard at key installations. Yet no attack came. Layla and her team found evidence that something inside the ship was responding to these events. A hidden chamber opened unexpectedly. Inside was a massive star map glowing softly. The map showed the galaxy in ways Earth had never seen. Many star systems were connected by lines, paths the ship could travel or send messages through. But one star system was marked in bright red, Earth's own solar system. The crew realized the ship had been designed with Earth in mind, not just as a destination but as a seed world, a place to restart life. This revelation shocked everyone. The aliens said the ship was theirs, but the ship itself showed signs of a connection to humanity far older than anyone expected. As Layla looked at the map, she saw something even more unsettling. A countdown was displayed, counting down in hours. The meaning was unclear, but it suggested the ship was preparing for something. Tara said quietly, "The ship is not just waking up, it's preparing for a change." Before they could understand more, the alien coalition sent a message to Earth. They demanded full control of the world ship. They warned that if Earth refused, they would take the ship by force. Earth's leaders were shocked. They tried to negotiate, but the aliens would not back down. The tension between Earth and the alien fleet grew. On the world ship, strange things began to happen. Lights flickered without reason. Crew members reported seeing shadows moving in places with no light. One of the engineers swore he heard voices calling his name. Then the worst happened. Layla was on the bridge when the ship's alarms blared. The ship's interior shook as if hit by a great force. Systems went offline for seconds, then came back on. A figure appeared on the main screen. It was one of Layla's crew members, Major Scott Harland. But Scott had died weeks ago during a spacewalk accident. Scott looked different. His eyes were glowing faintly, and his voice was strange, like it was not fully his own. "I am the ship's memory," he said. "It is remembering now." The crew was stunned. They realized the ship was not just a machine. It had an intelligence, a memory made of all those who had been connected to it. Layla asked, "What do you mean? What is the ship remembering?" Scott replied, "The past, the purpose, the threat. We must prepare." That night, the crew held an emergency meeting. The ship was awakening, and it was not clear if it would be friendly or dangerous. Meanwhile, back on Earth, the alien coalition was growing impatient. They sent stealth ships to try to board the world ship secretly. But something inside the ship stopped them. The ship's defenses activated. Pulses of energy pushed the alien ships away, without harming them. It was a warning. Layla realized the ship was protecting itself and possibly humanity. The peace was false. Both Earth and the aliens were caught in a dangerous game, one that could end in disaster if they were not careful. Layla looked out the window at the stars. The ship's memory was waking, the aliens were waiting, and Earth was in the middle. She knew the next days would decide the future of humanity and the galaxy. The world ship's awakening was no longer a quiet event. Lights brightened in dark corridors. Machines hummed and clicked. The ship's voice, soft but clear, echoed through the halls. Commander Layla Madsen stood at the bridge, watching the glowing star map. The countdown was nearing 0. She felt a mix of fear and hope. What would happen when the ship fully woke? Her team worked faster than ever. Scientists scanned the ship's chambers, trying to understand the hidden codes and DNA stored in the nurseries. Tara, the linguist, worked with the ship's signals, trying to communicate with the intelligence within. One day, as the countdown reached its final hours, the ship shared a secret with them. Inside a hidden room, an ancient archive activated. Holograms flickered to life, showing images of a distant past. The images told the story of the ship's creators, an ancient human civilization that had lived nearly 1,000,000 years ago. Layla could hardly believe it. The ship was not built by the aliens waiting outside. It was built by humans. Ancient humans who had traveled the stars long before Earth was the home it is today. Tara translated the message, the Seed Protocol. The ship's purpose is to carry life, especially human life, to new worlds. It is a guardian of new beginnings. Layla looked at the images. They showed star systems connected by glowing lines. Earth was at the center. The aliens outside had claimed the ship as their own. But the ship's memory said a different story. Earth was the original seed, the place where humanity had begun and would grow again. The realization shook the crew. They were not just explorers. They were heirs to a vast history. Suddenly, the ship's systems shifted. It began sending signals. Far beyond the solar system, a call to other Class 111 ships scattered across the galaxy. Layla knew this could not be good news. The alien coalition would see the call as a threat, and soon the aliens did act. They announced a containment strike against the world ship and Earth. Their fleet prepared weapons capable of destroying the ship if Earth did not surrender it. Earth's leaders faced a terrible choice. Give up the ship and lose the history and technology it held, or fight and risk destruction. Layla and her crew chose to stand firm. They knew the ship's power and secrets could help humanity survive and grow stronger. As the alien fleet moved closer, the world ship began to change. Its outer hull shifted and rearranged, opening new ports and weapon systems that had been silent for thousands of years. Layla felt the ship respond to her commands, almost as if it trusted her. In the ship's core, she met an artificial intelligence called the Archivist. It was the ship's memory and guardian. The Archivist told her, "You are the rightful heir. Control the ship, or let it sleep forever." Layla understood the weight of the choice. The ship could become a weapon or a protector. She chose to control it. The Artemis Wake merged with the world ship, becoming its command center. New weapons powered up, and defenses activated around Earth. The alien fleet launched the first attack. Bright beams of energy shot toward the world ship. Earth's new defense platforms fired back. Explosions lit the sky. The battle was fierce but brief. Earth's forces, strengthened by the world ship's technology, held their ground. But the fight was only beginning. The world ship prepared its own weapon, a massive energy burst that was not designed to destroy but to open a gate. A teleportation gate formed above Earth, glowing brightly. Layla understood its purpose. The gate was a bridge to Earth's future, a way to connect with other ships, other civilizations, and the truth of humanity's past. The aliens watched in silence. Some retreated, others swore to return. Layla looked out from the bridge. The stars flickered with new light. Humanity was no longer alone. And now they would learn what it truly meant to be the heirs of the Seed Protocol. The great gate above Earth shone like a beacon in the dark sky. It pulsed with energy, connecting the world ship to the stars beyond. The humans watching it knew that their lives were about to change forever. Commander Layla Madsen stood on the bridge of the newly merged ship, the Artemis Wake now part of the vast world ship. The power flowing through the ship was unlike anything she had ever felt. The ship was alive, awake, and ready to act, but the galaxy outside was not quiet. The alien coalition that had come to demand the ship's return was not willing to leave peacefully. They had prepared their weapons and fleets for war. On Earth, the planet's defenses activated in full. Satellites moved into new orbits, missile batteries locked onto targets, and fighter jets scrambled into the sky. Nations that had once fought on the ground now fought side by side in space. The first wave of the alien attack came swiftly. Ships fired beams of energy that streaked through space like deadly lightning. Earth's new defense systems responded with powerful shields and counterattacks. Explosions bloomed in orbit, lighting up the night. But the world ship had more than weapons. It had knowledge. Its AI, the Archivist, guided the crew through each moment. It predicted enemy moves and helped Layla coordinate Earth's defense. Inside the ship, the crew worked tirelessly. Scientists studied the alien ship's tactics. Engineers repaired damage almost as soon as it appeared. Soldiers prepared for boarding attempts. Layla knew this battle was about more than just a ship. It was about Earth's future. If they lost, the alien coalition would take the ship, and possibly the planet. The world ship responded. Its hull shifted, revealing hidden energy cannons. Massive beams fired at enemy ships, disabling them with precision. Defense drones swarmed out, intercepting missiles and fighters. For the first time in many years, Earth had a powerful ally. Not just its armies, but an ancient machine with a will to protect. But then came a new threat. The alien coalition unleashed a strange weapon, a pulse of energy that disrupted electronic systems. Earth's satellites flickered and died. Communications went dark. Chaos spread. Layla felt the ship tremble. The pulse had reached inside. "We must act quickly," the archivist warned. "The pulse is designed to shut down our systems." Layla ordered the crew to activate backup power. Slowly, systems came back online. At the same time, the world ship prepared its ultimate defense. In a chamber deep inside, the ship charged a weapon that had not been fired in hundreds of thousands of years. It was not a weapon of destruction, but a gate. The teleportation gate above Earth widened, its edges glowing brighter. The ship sent a powerful signal through it, a call for help and alliance. Stars in the distance blinked in response. Ships from other Class 111 world ships, long lost and forgotten, began to awaken. Some were peaceful, curious about the call. Others were wary or hostile. Layla watched as new ships appeared near Earth's orbit. The galaxy was gathering around them. The alien coalition's leaders realized they were no longer alone. Their power was challenged by these ancient forces. The battle continued, fierce and unyielding. Earth's forces fought bravely, inspired by the world ship's strength. Fighters soared through space, dodging beams and missiles. Ground forces, prepared for possible invasions. Inside the world ship, Layla reached out to the archivist. "What now?" she asked. The archivist replied, "We hold the line, but this is only the beginning. The galaxy remembers Earth now." Layla looked at the stars beyond the gate. A new journey was about to start. "We fight for our home," she said firmly, "and we will not go quietly." The world ship settled into a steady orbit around Earth's moon. Its massive frame cast a long shadow across the lunar surface. The great teleportation gate above Earth still pulsed with steady light, a bridge between Earth and the stars. Commander. Layla Masson stood on the bridge, gazing at the gate. The battle had ended, but a new chapter had begun. The galaxy had awakened to humanity's return. The alien coalition that had once demanded the ship's return had withdrawn, for now. Some had left in peace, while others swore to come back with greater force. But Earth was no longer alone or weak. Layla had become the first ambassador commander of the world ship, a role no one had held for 1,000,000 years. She felt the weight of responsibility and the hope of a future she had never imagined. The ship's AI, the archivist, spoke softly beside her. "The seed protocol is complete. Earth has rejoined the galaxy as one of the original inheritors of this ancient legacy." The world ship had opened doors to knowledge long lost. Holograms and data streams flowed into Earth's scientists' hands. Technologies that could heal the planet, explore new worlds, and protect against dangers beyond imagining. But the greatest gift was understanding. The ship's archives showed that humanity was not a young race, as once believed. They were descendants of a civilization that had seeded life across many worlds. Earth was the heart of that legacy. With this knowledge, humanity began to prepare for the next step. New ships were built, inspired by the world ship's design. Humans trained to explore, defend, and connect with the stars. Allies came from unexpected places. Some alien races, once wary, now reached out for friendship. The galaxy's map changed as new routes opened through the gates between Class 111 ships. Yet dangers remained. From the shadows, enemies watched. Some ships that awoke answered not with peace but with war. The galaxy was large and filled with unknown threats. Layla knew that Earth's future would be a test of courage, wisdom, and unity. But humanity was ready. On the moon's surface, the world ship projected a beacon, a symbol of hope and power. Across Earth, people looked up at the night sky and saw new stars, ships from faraway places responding to the call. Layla spoke to her crew. "We are the inheritors of an ancient promise. Our past has returned, and our future is among the stars." As the stars twinkled above, Earth stood strong. The world ship waited, ready to carry humanity forward. The galaxy was watching, and humanity was ready to shine.